Hey guys, what's going on? So, two things, one thing that I didn't even talk about for some reason. I'm pretty sure when this update came out, when this post came out and I did a whole video about it, I didn't talk about this, and maybe because I didn't understand it, but now I do. A new division system will be introduced in the leagues, allowing you to earn even better rewards by achieving higher critical damage values. Essentially, what they're doing is, this is a new division. Arena Leagues Division. There's going to be an even higher tier for people that are like maxed out crit people. And like that area of play, there's going to be a tier even higher than that. So theoretically, they won't get matched with you at lower leagues. I still think that the solution would be to do armored leagues a little bit better than what they are. So hopefully they have an armored league at 6,000. And then like another one at 7,000. It should be every like crit level that you should be able to like fight somebody within that crit level. Like maybe you're 6,100 and you go up against like a 6,900 person, but that's still reasonable. Like when it starts to go into like the 7,000, 8,000, you know, like, or whatever like the thing is, or trophy, or the trophy thing, when you start fighting people that far above your trophy, that's what I mean, your trophy level, I feel like that's when it starts to become unfair, and it should be armored in each one so that you can't drop below that trophy level. But anyway, the actual thing that I wanted to talk about is another thing that was hidden within legendary summoning that I definitely know when I first read this. If you go back to that video, I definitely didn't understand what this was. And it's because they put it under legendary summoning as opposed to a separate heading. Because it's a completely different thing that's unrelated to legendary summoning. The level of items and heroes will be equalized in regular events, and new rewards will be introduced in these events. This is specifically talking about all of the events, and the level of items and heroes will be equalized. So, the reason why I stopped doing content for Mirror Match, Royal Trials, and Rush for Glory is because my strategies for things will not be the same for you, because you don't have the items that I have at the rarity that I have them at. So when I say like, oh, merge onto these growth tiles and this will be easy, oh, just use your level 19 gadget, you know, like maybe you don't have that. Maybe you don't have a level 15 snowflake. And so it was very difficult for me to feel like if I posted a guide on how to play this thing, that it would even benefit you if you had a lesser version of all of the things. So even though the heroes are equal, it was never actually equal because the items that you were given, that's another problem that I have with events. You don't have the ability to pick the items that you want to use, but also, and they're also matched to your account, and then the heroes are also matched to your account. So if you're playing against somebody who has like a level 20 snowflake and the item that's at level 10, you know, like, and you have a level 2 snowflake, there's obviously going to be a discrepancy. But this game is insane. This game is absolute insanity. So this is an Inquisitor matchup, and it's a terrible deck. It's a terrible deck because it's very you have to just hope. And so my strategy within this is just to Harlequin every single copy of Summoner so that I can merge into higher level Inquisitors. Hopefully Inquisitors. But you have so many options of bad things that it can become. It can become a Stasis. It can become another Summoner. Luckily, they give you the enhanced summoning as opposed to the other ability, so it's good. You can like merge out of like really bad Summoners, but you can get like a really bad like high-level demonologist. That's not going to do anything for you. And you can be like cute and like try to be like, oh, I'm going to save all my demonologists and like merge them when they have a boss. And yeah, that strategy can work. That's never my strategy. My strategy is always to slow the field. They give you Snowflake. My Snowflake is a level, I want to say 15, so I'm getting all the damage boosts. Every single time they get frozen, I get a stack. Those stacks equate to damage. When I use my ability, I'm also getting defense reduction on bosses whenever I use them on, so I specifically use them on bosses. But essentially, I merge out into this level 5, which is really good. But everything else on my board is terrible. I also have a magic amulet, presumably because my magic amulet has a counterspell and it's light faction, so that's why they gave that to me. I really hope that they change that system. That's the system that I really dislike. It's that you can't pick your own equipment. The counterspells, I trust the counterspells did some amount of something to this game, because if you were to Harlequin your Inquisitors, then that Inquisitor would get a defense reduction, and because the levels are so bad, that defense reduction would actually hurt you. So it does, presumably it does actually help me, but it's just kind of annoying that the other person has a growth tile, and so he has the ability to pretty much sit on this level 4, level 4, level 3, level 3 Inquisitor for a lot of this game. And because, even though I had the level 5, I did not feel confident that I would be able to keep up with him, because everything else is a level 1. So I end up having to, like, merge out my level 1s, which is here. It's a dangerous place to be in, because now I have to, like, continuously summon in. I have to use my enhanced summoning. I have enough mana to do all the things. I like that I have a level 5 stasis, a level 3 stasis, level 2 stasis. But essentially, I know that this is going to come down to slow. That's what this match always comes down to. Unless you're, like, severely behind the other person, or you can't get Inquisitors and you just die, it's essentially going to come down to slow. The reason why these decks are built like this is because they're not meant to go for 5 billion damage. They're designed to end quickly. They're not giving you a Scrapper and a Knight Statue. You know, they're not giving you good cards for a reason, because it's not supposed to end, you know, in 20 minutes. Essentially, you will both lose out on damage at around the same time, and basically slow is the only way to win, and it's just who can slow better. And that's essentially what this comes down to. It's just knowledge that is what it's going to come down to. The Gorgon is, I was really hoping, because he doesn't have a lot of Inquisitors, so I was really hoping for the Gorgon to, like, knock down, like, maybe 2 of his main Inquisitors, and then if I snowflaked him, then he would just die. That's definitely not what happens, but what ends up happening is far more epic. I feel better about my board position now. I have, like, 2s, I still have the 5, I have 10 Inquisitors, which feels like a lot. This is where I try to snowflake him. I get 2 of his Inquisitors. He still hasn't killed the Gorgon. I felt really good about this, and then he just kills it. Another thing is I'm merging out a lot of my level 1s, so I'm not getting the boss stacks that he's getting. Because obviously he's not going to merge out his 4s and his 3s. He can't get higher ones, but I feel like 4s and 3s are pretty high enough, especially since they're on growth tiles. If it were me, I would have not have left 1 on the growth tile, and I would have tried to keep merging, but he does have a lot of stasises to make up for all of this. Virus is the next boss, and I felt like, I was like, if I can kill the Virus, I'm just going to merge out whatever the Virus hits, because there's no way I'm surviving. Oh, here's where it came into play. That counterspell saved my 5 from becoming a 4, which is very key, or it's kind of key. I don't know. But I was like, Inquisitor cannot survive a Virus. You will just die the next round. So I was like, what if I kill this Virus, I'm just gonna merge out immediately whatever gets Virused. It ends up being something that I can't merge out, but if it were something else, and I was like, oh no, he already killed it, so that's not good for me. So my entire field is getting Virus, and I was like, alright, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna merge everything out and turn everything into stasises. I was like, there's no way I'm killing the wave. I'm just gonna try to slow, and then maybe he'll die quicker. I use my Snowflake because I have 40 seconds on the clock, and I'm pretty sure I will get a second Snowflake before they get to the end. But because I'm getting virused, all of my stasises are also throwing slower. And then obviously he has a Snowflake. I didn't think he was gonna kill this, the speedy one. I actually take a hit from that, but because I didn't take a hit from the virus, I was able to survive. We have 4 seconds left. I just have to not die to this guy. My Snowflake is already back. And essentially, I could theoretically use it early, but I wanted to save it till like I really, really needed it. I didn't want to trust that I would get the Snowflake back in time. We have a Gorgon, and so my stasis is also, they're getting frozen, so I'm getting less circles. I only have 3 circles on the board. I don't feel great about this, but he is also getting like super Gorgoned. This is like the only time I've ever been so afraid of a tamer, because any of the minions could kill me. Basically all my stuff is done, but I did save the Snowflake and he didn't. So I'm able to Snowflake here, and he gets killed by the tamer and the Gorgon. I was so proud of this game. I was so proud of like my knowledge of how this was gonna happen, and just merging out all my Inquisitors because they don't matter. And that's just kind of like, that's just knowledge. That's just knowledge of how this deck plays out. I'll catch you guys next video.